Hello, everyone. This is Omar Habib. I'm very excited to meet you again in the second version of BIM Coordinators Summit. Actually, I see a lot of old faces, like a lot of friends, a lot of people I met before. So I hope that you will enjoy today's presentation. Today's presentation is quite connected for the last year event, but still separate. So if someone didn't attend the last presentation, there's no problem. All the ideas will be covered here. So today, what I'm going to discuss is how could we integrate the effectiveness or the efficient workflow between the BIM and the project management using a little bit of my small project called Construct AI. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Omar Habib. I'm a co-founder and digital delivery manager at WiiGroup, and I'm a literature in the global master degree in EADIC. Actually, what I'm doing as a digital delivery manager, I'm doing the integration between the project management with the BIM and the data analytics. At the end of the day, I'm preparing the reports for the clients that has one single source of truth. So just to recap what I'm going to discuss today, I have just 3 points to discuss, starting with the end in mind. I just give you an example of what I did, just sample of what will be the end result. Then the challenges and barriers. I will try to capture the challenges and barriers based on project size and even enterprise level. Then I will try with you building a solution to that. So as we might agree that there is no single solution fits all the companies. So what I'm trying to discuss here, that how we could tell a story through the integration between the BIM and the data analytics with the project management information. So before we start, do anyone see here any similarities between the FishNet and Revit, Primavera, and Power BI? Just take 10 seconds to think about that, and we move forward. So there's a lot of similarities. I see Clive smiling here, so he got some similarity, I think. So we're gonna discuss, this is what we're gonna discuss today at the end. This is the conclusion we're gonna get at the end of the day. I hope that you find some similarities. So last year we discussed, again, this topic is not connected to that, but I'm just trying to get the context. We discussed how to build the dashboard from A to Z, integrating the project management with the procurement, planning, and even the design engineers with the GIS information, and we're trying to build one single source of truth. And this was brilliant for some clients. That's what we have there. Now we're trying to move from amazing dashboard to stunning dashboard. We're trying to do is we use a little bit of machine learning and AI, and we tell what we really need, and we're trying to build and learn them what we really need to end up with something called Construct AI. As you see in this dashboard, you have the 5D dashboard, you have the 3D model integrated there, you have the blending information, you have the variance analysis, and even the S-curve, that the progress, how should like, and even you could, from the left-hand side, you could change the project, which project you would like to reflect on. So one report, you could move between multiple projects, and if you see down here, you see multiple pages regarding to project performance, productivity analysis, cost control, and area of concern. So you could, one report has multiple projects, so it's kind of enterprise, and the same project, you could move from different departments, different disciplines. So how we could build that? So basically, I'm using the term that's called IDD. We use the integrated digital delivery. So to build that, as we said in the beginning, we're trying to integrate the 3D models with the project management and data analytics. Our objective here to automate and integrate the information, get accuracy as we could, and understand how the data analytics could help and tell a story. So actually, before I talk about the challenges and barriers, I have a very interesting story with my team last week. So talking about lean construction, so what I have is a very small project, Lego house, which has 30 cubes. The story we have with my team was we're trying to build this 30 cube within 30 minutes. It seems very small project for everyone, and we have site logistics, but we have some rules here that any material, while you are building this Lego house, you have a team. My team is 20, and everyone representing a client or sorry, a subcontractor, so has a color. So every color represents subcontractor, so it represents part of my team. And we have some rules that if you have some material with you, if you would like to build that Lego, if you went to the site, all the material should be installed. If you don't have a plan to install it right, this material will consider as a wastage. So this is a trick here. You need the plan before you go to site. When you go to site, you need to do or perform the plan. So actually, what do you think? Is the Lego house with 30 cube is quite small for a team who's working in a digital environment to get it done in 30 minutes? Anyone seeing this kind of a case study is complex? So no one agree with me here. So what I'm saying, as we see, is a very small project. It's not a complex project, and as a case study, it should be doable. All the teams working in digital project management, they handle 500 million of projects every day. They have the knowledge to get this done. But look what happened here. So this is the actual story with that. So the plan was 30 minutes, and my team got it in 80 minutes. So this is a big variance here, almost 2.5 times more, okay? What about the actual logistic? We got 30% wastage. And what about the contractor? Because everyone of our team thinks that he could do it alone. It's very small project, guys. It's very small project. You don't think you need to collaborate. You don't look at each other, who should go first, who should do what, and that's what was the result. Then the summary of the delays of that project, we find poor project planning, material equipment shortage, labor productivity. We have a big problem with the labor productivity in very small project. But guess what? This is not something new for the construction. According to the BMI, the last recent research, they say the same exact for the complex projects. They say the same exact. There's no problem with my team here. It's our performance in any project. As you see here, we have 57% of poor planning and scheduling. With the same exact happened in that small project, which is the Lego house. And we have 30% of material and equipment shortage, and we have 22% of labor productivity availability. According to the BMI, this is the top 5 reason of delay in project. So before we report, before we go to a digital dashboard or stunning dashboard, we need to understand the project delays, and we do understand the root cause analysis here to go and move further. So this project base, if we move forward for an enterprise level, so I could talk more about data capture challenges. So how many people do believe in the standardization has been applied in the most of the countries, in the companies? How many people found that? According as well to the last research from KPMG, they said that 92 of the companies doesn't have a standardization. 92 of the companies they did the research with, they don't have a standardization, and the 8% they have that. They just do it. Every department has its own standard and its way of working. They cannot collaborate together. So data capturing is a big challenging. Even you have, even you apply the standardization in your company, and it's very well defined. You will find a lot of challenging to collaborate the department with each other. How you find the cost, how the cost controls look at the estimators, and how the accountants look at the cost controls. Everyone look into the same number, but everyone has his own understanding and his own analysis for that. Look at the technology integration challenges. So we face that today, actually. During our conference, we have, I start with Canva link here, and this link, it's not embedded in our presentation. We have a technology integration challenge in our conference today. What we do, someone works with BBT, someone works with a link, and we try to consolidate all together. So look at what we have in the company. So every project, every company has the trust tool to work with in terms of 3D model, let's say, and you try to use this tool for all the work. Even that tool is not the perfect tool. Let's say we're using Revit, but Tekla is much perfect in terms of the steel structure, but you still count in Revit because this is their major tool. We have, and even you're not doing though, when you share your model with another contractor or another client, you find that the client or the contractor has another software, another version, you have a lot of problems in this area, and you need to make sure that it well defined here. Talking about the scale and processing challenges, do we have some? I'm working as a digital delivery manager, okay? So do we have a a content in our university that describe how the digital delivery manager look like. Do have something called digital project management. We have this new words because our industry is moving forward, and the technology enhance our day-to-day workflow. Do we really have a good understanding of what the digital project management guys is doing? It's just new word according to what we really have in the construction side nowadays. So as well, we don't find it easy to find a skilled engineer who do understand the process and his role as it should be, because from the roots, from the universities and going further, he got that by practice. I'm a civil engineer. He developed his professional career in project management, then VDC, then data analytics. So this is the really challenge we have as well in terms of skills and process challenges. The last one here will talk about the integration and challenges for the company. For the big companies, we find that every day, every week, when we work on any project, small project or big project, we find this story of the challenge of interpretation itself, with different softwares, different partners, as I mentioned earlier. So we capture now some kind of heads up of the challenge we met project-wise, according to the BMI, as we mentioned, and enterprise level as well. We have a lot of challenges here. So why I mentioned that challenge before we start here? There is no one solution fits all. You need to understand your own process. You need to understand your own challenge you have there, and you need to build the bespoke solution for your company. So what I'm trying to discuss here, let's build that together. So as I discussed earlier, at the end of the day, I'm gonna build a dashboard that tells a story. So how could I tell a story with that dashboard? So first of all, this is a very simple workflow for the data analytics. You have data preparation, data analysis, and you communicate. So it should be easy. It should be that's very straightforward. But our industry is not that simple. And the construction it's even in the small project, it's complex. And even it's not complex, we use the wrong approach to make it complex. So this is very straightforward. We're trying to build here, but remember the rule, garbage in, garbage out. So you need to make an effort in the ETL process to get the right information that tells a story for your project. So if we if we utilize that process for the data analytics stuff, so we need to know how we utilize data-driven insights. We need to know how we build insights that tell a story. So if I'm going to tell you today that our project last week did 5% of progress in our project. So what 5% means to you? Is it good? Is it bad? How you could understand the number here? How you could understand is good or bad? So you need to start with what happened to understand to quantify the 5% against what the progress you have in the site. So the first question we have, what happened? So what happened here, the project performance came from 45% to 50%. So good, we got 5 extra percent. It's perfect. So why did that happen? So why did this happen? Could identify is, should you do more? Should you, if it's just 5%, should you do 10% and you did just 5? Or it should be 2% and you're doing well and you got that 5? So it will get you the right understanding here and how you react. So in that project, we was behind schedule, and even the 5% wasn't very good for that project. We need to do some crashing and to add more progress here. So what I'm trying to discuss in this slide is the context for your insights. How you build a story, you need to build the right process for data analytics, then give your insights a context that tell the story. So the last stage to build that dashboard, you need to ask yourself, how should I visualize this data? To do so, you need to understand the type of the data you are working with, then who you will communicate with, then who is the end user. I'm going to tell you a very good story I had with one of the clients. He said, I need, the objective was just very straightforward. I need to integrate the project management with the 3D models. So if someone familiar with this process, it's very straightforward process in terms of you just trying to standardize the naming convention between the 3D model and the planning stuff or the time schedule there, and the project team should use the same activity, same naming convention for their activity IDs and this kind of stuff. So it should be very straightforward from what he asked it for. We have a 3D model, and we have time schedule, and we use any of the add-ins or the solution we have in the market to implement or to integrate both together. Once we did that, his first comment was about the colors. Oh, I don't like these colors. I need other colors. It wasn't technical. It wasn't even related to the analysis or the insights we got there. This is the first one. The second one was about, I don't mean integrate the 3D model inside the Power BI, but I need to integrate the time schedule with the 3D model inside Revit. So inside the 3D model tool itself. So he don't have a real understanding of what every tool could do. Like the Revit is not a reporting tool, but in his understanding, he understands that the Revit is the reporting tool. The last situation I have was another client that we provide, one of the project manager was just asking for a very small narrative report. Comes to his office every day or his email every day to tell what happened during the last week. So you ask for short report that have earned value, planned value, what happened there, what's the variance, what's the major delays, and we just send that. Once he sees the delays, no, I need to drive more. I need to know what's the reason behind that. So the report was basically built to tell you the high-level information. If you need more, we need to do some work around to add the more information you need here. So understanding the end user and understanding your data to choose the right insights and the right charts that tell a story. That let's look at, if you have most of the data analytics team, whenever they work with analysis, they are very big fan of using bar charts. So what about using bar charts with 10 or 20, 30 types? You don't understand anything. You will not understand the slice. It's very small, tiny slides that have a lot of information that will never tell a story. You need to choose the right chart that tell the right story, and you need to understand the end user needs, and you need to train him as well, and you need to explain to him. Make some effort in the beginning to explain what the end result will look like is more important and very important in the beginning. So the key here, putting the context and look at the right types of the visuals you would like to pick, and look at who will gonna read your report. So what we build as well to light that is just here, for the sake of the time, we just have some heads up. We build a small machine learning model that our goal to make this machine learning model to learn on, let's say, it will be, the objective will be 10,000 of Primavera schedules. So he will be able to recommend, or he will be able to understand our current structure for the projects. And then he could, after that, the AI will help us to identify, or he will recommend for us the best workflow we could start with. So basically what we built in Construct AI, we just do now 500 schedules. Our plan to complete 10,000. So this 500 schedules that we build that ML on, then we try to train him to tell us what's the best scenarios. Instead of every project we're trying to build something new from scratch, or even we count on our historical data, and we don't have the same capabilities and the same experts every year. Some people in and some people out. So you need to understand the quality of the schedule you're working on, and that's what we're trying to do here. We built a good small machine learning module that he understand the current schedule. Then he recommend for us, the AI here recommend for us what will be the best workflow, who should we start with, and this kind of stuff. So that's it for the first part, to integrate and the story, how to tell a story and how do we build that. And here's how we could show the end result of what we did. So as you see, this is one of the examples for 5D estimation dashboard. If this is just a project-based dashboard, we did nothing to build that. We just set up the right process, and we trained the machine learning model to get the right, to propose the right standardization test for us, then at the end result, we just get the right information, and even the equation behind that, we build the DAX equation for that. It was recommended by the module itself. So Construct UI built the whole, he did the whole ETL process, then he built the current dashboard. As you see, they have your material cost, they have the labor cost, equipment cost, and this was enterprise dashboard. And you have from left-hand side, project performance, project productivity analysis, cost control. You could open every report and look at the analysis there. This enterprise report, and you have another one for a project base, and as well enterprise. You have the pages for every project from the left-hand side, and you have the pages for that report down bottom. You have the expected finish, the variances, the budget units, planned units, and you have the activity table, start and finish, and variances, and this kind of stuff. So what we're trying to build here, what we're trying to build here is one single source of truth. We're trying to build the integration between the project management and data analytics that tell a story, and this story drive the stakeholder take actions. Another example for the project we did, and here's an example, pure document tracker for projects which really need that in terms of keeping updated with what happened for the engineering cycle. And the last one here is for the project, it's a project enterprise based for the earned value, actual value, and here we have the earned value and the schedule performance index, cost performance index. We develop every the KPI we need to tell a story for the client. So did anyone remember my first question? Do you have any answer for that? Like, what's the similarity you see between the FashionNet and Revit and Power BI? Do anyone get any idea about that? So final thoughts here, it's not about the tools. As you see, FashionNet is a tool, Power BI is a tool, Revit is a tool, and even Primavera is a tool. So it's about choose the right process that you implement the tools you really need to get the project done. It's not about using the fancy software and the fancy software developer or provider in the market and use that in your process. Just pick what software or which tool it suits for your company and your process to get it done. Thanks for listening. Much appreciated. Thanks all. See you. Any question?
It's not on. Oh yeah, we are. Any quick question for Omar before we move on? Yes.
Hi, Omar.
Hi, Omar.
I wanted to have an idea of how would one track maybe report on changes that happen during the design phase. Like, when a project is in design phase, there's constant changes coming in based on maybe client's requirement or maybe the structure requirement or something. So what's the best way of reporting those things, and how would you
Which part of the design phase you mean?
When the structural part has been analyzed, and when you send it to the architect for an approval, and then they probably would have maybe they agree with a few things and they disagree with a few things, and based on that, an entirely new model is sent for the change.
Yeah.
So how would you report on that, like?
So basically, as we mentioned, that the workflow basically is set up to get the real-time information from every department. If we have engineering department and we have procurement and have planning, so we do understand every department needs and their process. This is the first thing. So once you set that process down, let's say for design changes, so one of the reports we have shared that we have the 5D dashboard that have the 3D model is integrated. All the KPIs is direct calculated from the 3D model there. And we have another one. If you're using kind of tracker to get the RFIs and this kind of stuff, it will be implemented as well. We have one of the examples there. We have the document tracker is direct linked with if you are using Procore or any software you're using or any cloud or platform, it will be direct linked with the database, and all the information will be calculated inside your report, and it get the insight direct from the database you have. Thank you, Sharbay.